Hi, my name is Robert Aldridge. I've mentioned before I am 27 years old, and just looking back at my own personal journey, I definitely realized that I've had quite a wild ride. I was actually born in Mexico, Saltillo, Coahuila. I am fluent in Spanish, and I moved to this country when I was about 5 years old. My birth father left me and my mother in Mexico when I was about 6 months old, and growing up in Mexico for the first 5 years of my life, I learned a lot of really neat things about my own Mexican culture. I learned that family was very important and that collectivist identity that many Hispanic cultures share is very much alive and well. To this day, I keep up with many of my family members through WhatsApp and Facebook. I also learned that cooking is one of the best way to someone's heart. I remember growing up and always making nice, delicious family meals with my grandmother, and we would, wash the beans, wash the rice, and pretty much everything we cooked growing up was made from scratch. And there were so many cool farmers markets, and in the little neighborhood that we lived in, there was someone that sold meat, and there was someone that sold the rice and beans, and there was someone that sold milk, and everything was always really fresh and delicious. My stepfather came into my life when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and long story short, he married my mother, and I moved to America when I was around 5.5 years old, and I was very excited. I heard a lot of cool things about America. I did go to an English school in Mexico, like an English preschool, English like kindergarten school, and I learned English, and I was excited to come to America. But I quickly learned that going to a very country, very rural town in Texas that not many Hispanics lived in was not the easiest thing to adjust to. My stepfather definitely made it really fun, and he kind of taught me and helped me embrace a lot of American culture, whether it be learning football, American football, learning basketball, or finding out that chicken fried steak is actually chicken, and best served with gravy, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. I got to learn American culture, and I identify pretty evenly with American culture and Hispanic culture to this day. And growing up, my family is very Christian orientated, so we grew up around the church, whether it be volunteering at the church or having family reunions, and just giving back to the community. I learned and continued to learn what it meant to be, a collective organization, to look out after your own neighbor, and to, always give back to others. And I really enjoyed that about my upbringing. One thing that was really hard, kind of transitioning to living in America for the first, 5 years or so, was going to school. I kind of got picked on, and people had a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about me being Hispanic and Mexican. Everyone thought I'd be really good at soccer, even though, I ended up being really good at American football and basketball. Everyone thought that all I ate was, quesadillas or tacos or beans and rice, where I actually ended up eating more pizza and hamburgers and chicken nuggets, like many, 5 to 10 year olds would in the United States. And one kind of stereotype that kind of sticks in my heart and is still alive and well today is that many Hispanics and Mexicans are terrorists or rapists, or just in this country illegally trying to make this country worse. And I really see that stereotype kind of been taken off ever since the 2016 election. And looking and listening through that TED Talk, I can really relate to Amal when she was talking about the quote from Dalia Maged saying, "We are not just mourners but suspects as well," because every now and then when one of my cousins from Mexico is visiting, and we're speaking in Spanish, there's usually that mean look, or that kind of confused look. And I remember being about 8 years old, and we were shopping at a Kohl's, and me and my cousin were talking Spanish, having a good time, and then this older lady comes up to us, and she looks at us, and then very firmly tells us, if you aren't going to speak English, you don't belong to this country. And that really stuck with me, and it was really confusing to me at first, being 8 years old and doing really well in school and having teachers commend me and encourage me to be bilingual and talk about all these opportunities that it can lead to hearing this lady kind of put me down for speaking Spanish. But as I grew older, kind of started going to a more diverse school and getting out there and going to the city more, and I slowly learned that everyone's different, and throughout all these different people, it's just a matter of kind of viewing everything through the right lens and taking away the important things that uplift you and make you feel better about yourself, because at the end of the day, everyone has an opinion, everyone has a schema, and everyone has a way of kind of looking at life and those people around us. And through the support from my stepdad and my mother and my family, I've learned to not pay too much attention to those negative people and to kind of think about what made them view life that way. And overall, I'm now in the Army, and I love to give back and help others that have been in a similar situation. But yeah, that's kind of my short little personal life story, and I'm excited to read y'all's, and thank you for listening to me today. Bye bye.